And good news for the real thing, there. Straight in at
number 13.
Oh yeah, groovy. Wow, look at that! Oh my god, that is so good. Gorgeous, gorgeous view of the ocean there. Just driving through Devon at the moment. I've spent 3 nights at a really gorgeous little lay-by just up here, a little free parking spot which was right on the beach. Met some amazing travellers in that time, and some really lovely locals as well. It's been a really nice time. I didn't film any of that though, because I just want to kind of take in this gorgeous view and just enjoy myself, you know, just really take it all in and enjoy it. So now I'm making my way down to a place called Devonport, which was a recommendation to me by some fellow travellers, Nikki and Ian, who are 2 wonderful kind of hippie-ish type creative people. He's a carpenter, and you know, she's this lovely lady who wears kimonos and burns incense, and they said, yeah, go down to Devonport, there's a free ferry you can get. That takes you down further into Cornwall and stuff, so I'm going to follow their recommendation and do that. I love not knowing where I'm going to end up. It's so cool, I love it. And so, as Tony Blackburn counted down the top 20 of 1978, Orlando's engine roared as we made our way down the coastline to Devonport. Only missing the turning once. Eventually, with a friendly wave and plenty of smiles from the loading staff, we'd made it aboard our first ever ferry. We're on a ferry! Oh my god! That's cool. That's cool as hell. Oh, that's so cool. So here we are, we're aboard the Torpoint Ferry. Gonna go across just, you know, a 10-minute ferry journey over the sea, and yeah, it's gonna be really nice. The crossing only took about 10 minutes, but the excitement and thrill of being on the water, it was more than enough. Coming off the ferry, we darted our way down the snake-like roads that weaved in and out of the green Cornish hills, each and every side lane being a possible overnight candidate to explore and enjoy. Eventually, after cruising through the Cornish countryside at about 50 miles an hour, I spotted a hidden road, cracked and slim, carving its way into a lush green forest. I turned Orlando around at the first chance I got, eager to traverse a new road, and was pleasantly surprised at finding the perfect spot, overlooking something surprising. I don't know where we are, but all I know is that there's a lake out there, and it's really foresty. I'm gonna go look down there and see what I can find. Oh, this is pretty. I like it. Look at this. I'm gonna go down and explore it and see what it has to offer. Every step that I take is a new one. Every place that I go is somewhere I haven't explored yet, and the idea that so much of it is up that road and out there, and it hasn't yet been charted. Not yet, at least, is a really exciting thought. Oh my god! Turn off the engine. You won't believe the kind of place I just found. I came down this really rocky path and didn't exactly know where I was going. And then all of a sudden, this really tight country lane, really tight, about the width of Ulendo. Soon, that tiny countryside path turned into this. Look at that! I'm really glad I came down that road. I was gonna go right instead of left, and I'm like, I don't know, something tells me that this little left lane might be quite exciting, so I went left, and here we are. Look at this. It's gorgeous out there. Let's go. What astonishes me the most, actually, is the fact that a lot of people who do this campervan living and travelling lifestyle, there's a lot of focus on America and Mexico and all these incredible, wonderful places, and Europe, for example. Even people who live in a campervan from the UK, they go to Europe pretty quickly and try and explore it. And it is gorgeous, it's absolutely astonishing in Europe. There's far more variety, and it's far easier to also live in a camper out in Europe, I'll tell you that. But this is just wonderful. I love the silence, the peace, the quiet, the caves, the mountains, the cliffs, the tiny little towns. I'm just astonished at the level of variety and calm and peace. I never knew this was here, that's the thing. I never knew until I looked on a 50-year-old map that had a tiny little slithering road down near the coast. Here you feel cut off from everything in a good, calm, positive, spiritual way, if that makes any sense. I just got in as the rain started hammering down. Only problem with wearing flares is that whenever it rains, or whenever it's wet, you end up kind of carrying two giant water tanks, swimming pools almost of water with you, around your ankles. But this wouldn't be the case for long, because the next day, this rainy coastal hideaway transformed into an almost tropical paradise. Time was in abundance as I spent the next 4 days here, meeting the dog walkers that would pass by in the early mornings and watching the sun sink into the endless aqua horizon in the evenings. During the day, I would write, sing, explore, eventually stumbling upon a place where I could replenish my water supply before going somewhere new. My last day was spent charting a new course, a 2-hour drive to the edge of another secluded cliffside that overlooked an astounding view. The roads there were rocky and risky, but the payoff was spectacular. Eventually, I realised that we'd almost made it all the way to Land's End, the furthest you can go southwest in the UK. Unless you're going in the opposite direction, you don't get much further than that. So, realising we could make that milestone, I plotted a route and we set off the next morning. Somewhere, though, I took a wrong turn, and ended up on yet another coastal cliff top. Wow! It was beautiful, but the same couldn't be said for the weather. I like it, the rain and the intensity of the wind. I must admit, I don't know if Ulendo likes it much because he's rocking back and forth quite a bit at the moment. I was going to put the roof up, but then I realised it would act more as a gigantic sail than a roof, and likely not do Ulendo any favours, so I struggled to get it back down. It was, yeah, it was quite, I was a bit nervous there because I heard a creak. I'm sure it'll be fine. Whoa! Bloody hell! Lord. Oh, God. It doesn't seem like very much on camera because you're not here. You can't feel the physical sensation. But Ulendo is rocking. Like, really rocking. Like, you might be able to see it through the fact that these things are moving a bunch and the wind is so intense. It's amazing. I'm a little bit nervous though because he's only got a fiberglass roof and I looked outside and it's kind of, you know, it's rattling a little bit. We're fine for now. We're fine. But I am a bit concerned with how incredibly powerful the wind is. I mean, listen. There's me saying nothing to worry about and then I'm holding onto the roof. It does say on my barometer, stormy. I've called home and asked if there's any weather warnings for this area because, you know, no internet, can't call home, you know, can't look myself. And they said, yeah, you've got like a hurricane and a yellow weather warning coming your way. I'm like, oh, that would make a lot of sense. I made a hasty retreat as Ulendo rocked back and forth violently, the rain hammering down on Ulendo's roof the whole way back inland. A lay-by 2 miles away would be our respite and our last stop before hopefully reaching the famous landmark the next day. Lights off this time. We just pulled into a lay-by, thank God. I went down a little road thinking, is this where I came from? Because I saw quite a nice lay-by with a camper in it when I was on my way up here, but I clearly took a wrong turn because I passed by some kind of airport, which I don't remember seeing before. Yeah, the challenge of finding your way around without GPS or any modern tech, it's a lot harder than you might think, actually. Because you can't just look ahead and see, oh look, there's a lay-by, zoom in on it and all the rest of it. No, you've just got to go off what the hell you've got. Anyway, I found a place to stop for the night. That's the most important thing. End. Just past the first and last inn. I love that, the last inn in England. Fantastic. Quite a few campers around. Alright, we made it! We're here! The very end of the country. Pulling into Land's End, you might think the grand Disney-esque gateway is the marker for the endpoint of the UK, but it's actually the pole located at the rear of the building. The grand entrance belongs to a tacky theme park with decaying rides and model villages that haven't changed in the last 40 years. There's a faint, antiquated charm to places like this at the end of the road. However, This wasn't one of them, mainly because I had only 10 minutes of free parking to enjoy before I was charged £7 to stay the whole day. Being on a tight budget, I had to race around the place at light speed, only focusing on getting enough shots for this video. The area surrounding was vast and beautiful, and it would have been great to have got a photo with the famous sign. But like many things in Britain nowadays, that too had been monetised. The price was over £10. 10 quid just to stand next to it for a photo, and included a tacky modern add-on that could display a message of your choice. Most people were just putting their Instagram handles on it, which made me feel queasy. The area surrounding this tat is beautiful though, and my imagination went wild with curiosities and questions at the sight of a remote tower in the distance. How I'd love to be out there right now. With my charitable 10 minutes up, I got back in my home and headed up the hills. We soon found ourselves back out on a grand, vast motorway, this time heading east, for a very special event in the New Forest.
Bewley special for Christmas and New Year. The Motor Museum and Palace House admission includes the monorail, veteran bus, model railway and Transporama at no extra charge. Bring your family to Bewley and enjoy free rides all day.